Okay. Well, we excited about the opportunity we have to be able to go down to Miami, play a really good football team. I think Miami's as talented as any team in the country. We've played in the last 2 years since I've been here. They were really good. Without question, this is the most talented team they had at every position. Great defensive front, NFL prospects on the defensive line, which will be a challenge. Athletic as heck at linebacker in the secondary. On the offensive line, big and strong, big physical running back, great quarterback, good receivers, really good receivers, and they're well coached. So we'll definitely have to play very well in order to win, but that's why you practice all week and get ready to play a great opponent. So it's a great opportunity to play just an outstanding football team that's playing as good as anyone in the country right now, and we're going to have to really play well in order to win.
I mean, you talk about their talent and athleticism and size and all that stuff, and yet, those teams get beat like everybody else, and you've been part of those games where you've been able to take teams in and win those kind of games. What is the common denominator? What are the things that go into pulling those kinds of upsets where you've been a part of them?
Well, I think that there has to be some type of an aggressive approach you have on all three segments, and that plan has to work. And at the same time, you can't beat yourselves, which means turning the ball over, giving them points, a lot of negative plays, giving up big plays. So I just think you got to play some clean football mixed in with some aggressiveness in the plan and hope to execute. And, on any given day, anybody can win, and that shows up every week. But we're going to definitely have to do a lot of things well in order to come out with victory.
Jeff, what was the major emphasis during the bye, and how receptive, I guess, was everyone to maybe making some of the adjustments or just reiterating some of those things?
Well, I think on offense, we've got to clean a lot of things up. We want to make sure that we're not giving the other team points. So you can't make silly turnovers and silly mistakes, which we've had. I think we have to have less negative plays, which unfortunately has happened a little too much this year. So that's a combination of a lot of things. We do need to be better and more consistent up front in our play, and know exactly what we need to do and go out and play as hard as we can and try to execute that. We need to find ways to run the ball more effectively and be able to put some pressure on the defense that way instead of having to throw the ball quite as much. That'll be important as we proceed forward, and we just have to play much more efficient in our play without giving the team points to a certain degree. And I think on defense, we've done a lot of really good things. We've got to be able to create pressure on the quarterback. We've got to get some turnovers. We can't give up the big scrambles, and then we have to be able to execute in key situations. And special teams, I think that Colin is a weapon, but we've got to find ways to create him space, and then we just got to be able to gain an edge in that in some capacity.
Just a quick follow-up on that. You talk about the run game. What is the health of the running back room? Are they getting a little closer to 100%?
Well, unfortunately, we've had some nicks and bruises and injuries, I guess, that have lingered and lasted a long time, and that room has been thin, so we've got to get guys back healthy as we can. We hope to have Kewan and Isaac as healthy as we possibly can for the game. We've got to be more physical and more consistent up front, blocking, not only in the run game, in the passing game, and that has to show up throughout every play. And at the same time, we've got to take what the defense gives us, which means if they're going to start to play the pass, which I thought Virginia did in the second half, we've got to be able to run the ball way more consistently.
Florida's always been so important, from a recruiting standpoint to this program. How natural a game is this for your guys to get up for? And is it maybe, it's always tough to play a top 5 team, but having this game come right after a loss, does that help enthusiasm and all that type of stuff in the preparation at all?
Well, we're definitely excited to play a great football team. Miami, has always played good football. They've been very good here in the past. They've had we've had two really good games against them the last 2 years. That one we came out on top barely, and the other we lost barely. And this team we're playing this year is a more talented football team that they have, without question. And the roster is as strong as it's been. I think they're well coached on offense. They've got a new defensive coordinator who's doing a great job. So they're very well coached on defense, and right now they're playing as consistent as anybody. So we're just gonna have to go make plays, and that's part of the game. You work hard all week to put together a plan and go out there and make plays. You got to go out there and make plays during the game, and we'll have our opportunity this week, but we're going to have to block these guys. We're going to have to tackle them, and we're going to have to find a way to create some big plays.
Jeff, as a program, Louisville had problems winning in Miami until that game you mentioned 2 years ago. How much, knowing that you had that victory, how much does that help going into this situation? I know it's totally different teams, makeups of the teams now, but how much does just knowing that you won there help?
Well, I think we understand that if we play as good as we can play, we're capable of whatever we think we can get accomplished. And I think if we don't, then anyone can beat us, and that has shown up. And for us, when we won down there, we played a really good game. It was definitely a well-executed game on offense. We played about as good as we could on defense. It wasn't perfect by any means, but we weren't as good on defense that year at times later in the season, and we gave up some points to them. But, it's about us improving and playing against a high-caliber team will really give you a measurement of where you stand, and I'd like to go play some good football, and I think we have a great opportunity against a great team to show what we're made of, and show that we can make some improvements and go out there and execute and play hard and play physical, because we're going to have to do that in order to win.
Jeff, Carson Beck went from Georgia to Miami to kind of prove himself again, and he certainly seems like he's doing that. He's rated one of the most efficient guys in the country. When you watch his tape, what stands out as his strengths to you, and what's going to be difficult to slow him down?
Well, he's an NFL quarterback. He's big, he's tall, he can make all the throws. He's played a lot of football. He's handled adversity. He's had some ups and downs, and now he's in an offense that really suits him well. They have a great running attack. They're really big and physical up front, big, strong runner. They've got some speed at receiver, but they don't air it out all the time. It's a very balanced attack that throws a lot of screens and gets the ball in the perimeter and runs the football, and then he'll hit you with some play action. So he's executed that very well. So I don't think they ask him to drop back and just pass it every play. That's a very good system that he fits very well in, because he can deliver the ball accurately, and he's tough, and he's played a lot of football. So I just think he is somebody that you've got to change some things up. You got to disguise some things. You got to create some pressure on them. You got to find ways to make them do things they haven't had to do all year, because they've had the lead in pretty much every game, and they've been in control. And we have to find a way to do that ourselves if we want to win.
If you guys, you guys have had to mix and match on the offensive line a lot so far this season with varying degrees of success. During this bye, how much progress were you guys able to make on the offensive front? And two, how much does getting Trevante Sylvester back on a more full-time basis kind of help out with that?
Well, I think that we need to play better up front, and I think we're capable of that. We've got to be more physical. We've got to know our assignments better and come off the ball and strike and play confident. We've got to be able to block movement and blitzes to a certain degree and be able to handle that and not panic and whiff, so to speak, at times. And I think that we've adjusted a few things up front that I think if we have to do, we'll try to do. But at the same time, we have to play better. Trevante is back. He's been back. He's not at the weight that he's played at before. So that's a concern. So we got to continue to work through that. But all of us need to play better, and we have to have the best plan to do that. And I think as long as we play hard and we play physical, and we play fast, we'll have a chance, but we have to make strides there.
Jeff, what role has TJ Quinn played in leading the ACC's best defense. And what do you need from him, or what do you expect from him this Friday in Miami?
Well, he's done very well for us. He's got a lot of experience. He understands the game. He understands our package. He needs to be our leader at the linebacker position on defense. For the most part, he's done a really good job. I think when we know exactly what to do, we're all on the same page, and the call's communicated, we've executed well. We still have had a couple times where there's been a couple miscues there, and we got to make sure we clean that up and simplify it, or make sure that we have answers so that when the ball's snapped, we're all on the same page coming off. And I just think he's the one that controls that and has to be the vocal leader, so to speak, the quarterback on defense. But he's done a really good job to this point.
Jeff, how do you game plan for a guy like Ruben Bain who's a game wrecker and can just change the game by himself?
Well, trust me, it shows up on tape. They've got two defensive ends that are really talented and fast and strong, along with some big guys up front and fast linebackers. And yes, they're we've talked to some coaches at Florida, and they said this front was better than ones they've seen in the SEC in the last 3 or 4 years. So yes, it's a good defensive front. They're talented, they're big, they're strong, they're fast. They're not overly complicated, but when you're that talented, you don't have to be. They come off the ball, they strike, and they do a very good job. So this is will be a huge test, and we're going to, without question, have to help to a certain degree. And then at times they're going to have to man up and do their part, but it will create a lot of challenges for us.
Jeff, given kind of the close games you guys have played, the shared history with Coach Snellenberger, is this maybe a rivalry that's, I don't know, underplayed a bit? Like, do you feel like this is developing into a very good rivalry with Miami?
Well, I think it's a great rivalry from our vantage point. I mean, it's an excellent football team, a lot of history and tradition, and there's some common themes, like you said, in Coach Snellenberger and in his past and history. But, this is, a huge game for us. And we've got a great opportunity to play the number 2 team in the country that's played as good as anybody up to this point. We've got to play, on their turf. I'm sure to be a sellout crowd. And that's what you ask for, is that opportunity. So I would hope that we can continue to practice well and improve and understand that you don't get this many great opportunities very often, and to play a team of this caliber can really show what you can do if you're ready to go. And at the same time, if you're not, they will expose you to a great degree. So that's why we've got to really be sound, come into the game, play hard and aggressive, play to win, and hopefully our players will come ready to play and understand that on any given day anything can happen if you do things correctly and play hard and play well and play together. Thank you.